Welcome class. Today we are going to be learning about the male reproductive systems, the body parts within it, and how they play a part in your growth and reproduction. We're going to be identifying the parts of the reproductive systems and describe how the body changes during puberty. At the end of this presentation, you will be able to identify the parts of the reproductive system. You will also learn how the body changes during puberty, understand the changes you might be going through, learn that everyone has differences and how this makes you unique, understand how to support your classmates as they grow and change, and learn how to create a safe space for your peers. Feelings about the reproductive system. It's okay to feel embarrassed or uncomfortable, to ask questions, to not already know about this, and for us to learn about each other's bodies. So here's a guiding question. What do you already know about the human reproductive systems? Any of you guys can raise your hands and feel free to explain some knowledge that you may already have. What is the reproductive? What is reproduction? All living things reproduce or create offspring, a baby. In human reproduction, there are two kinds of sex cells, sperm and eggs, the ovum. Human reproduction is when an egg cell and a sperm cell join to create a fetus. As pregnancy continues, the fetus will become a baby. So, as we're getting started, I'm going to have you guys group up into 4 to 5 people within a group. I'm going to be handing you guys a worksheet each, and you guys are going to be matching each definition with the body part that is going to be discussed in the slides. So some of the body parts we have today are, for a person assigned male at birth, are the testicles, scrotum, epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, the prostate gland, urethra, penis, spermatogenesis, and the anus. Reproductive system. So this is the penis. The penis is a tube-like organ located on the outside of the body. It is made up of spongy tissue, nerves, and blood vessels. It varies in size from person to person. So we're going to talk about the difference between circumcised and so the difference is in the circumcised penis, obviously you have your glands here, but with an uncircumcised penis you have the foreskin over the penis, and a circumcised penis is without the foreskin. Sometimes the skin on the penis is removed, and this is called circumcision and is usually done soon after a baby is born. Not every person with a penis will have this procedure either. And so we're going to go on to our second component of the male reproductive system, and we are going to be talking about the testicles. This light orange right here, light orange body part. Each testicle is about the size of a walnut. Testicles have 2 functions. They reproduce the hormone, testosterone, and sperm. And a fun fact is that you only need 1 testicle to be able to reproduce. Now our third part is the scrotum. The scrotum is the sac of skin underneath here, underneath the testicle. And it's the sac of skin on the outside part of the body that holds and protects the testicle. Each testicle is held in the scrotum by a cord, and it contains the vas deferens, blood vessels, lymph vessels, and nerves. We're going to be talking about the epididymis. The epididymis is a coiled tube that is attached to each of your testicles. It holds and is a carrier to sperm. And this is where the sperm is kind of developed and is where it matures as well. The vas deferens. The vas deferens is the long tube that is connected to the testicles, and they go from the epididymis up the bladder and they connect to the urethra. The vas deferens carries sperm to the prostate gland. And now the prostate gland. This bright yellow oval-shaped body part. The prostate gland is a donut-shaped gland under the bladder. In the prostate gland, sperm cells mix with the fluid to create a white sticky substance called semen. The seminal vesicles are two small pouches behind the bladder and above the prostate gland. They create the fluid that protects and nourishes the sperm, and they join with the vas deferens so that the semen can pass through the urethra. The urethra is this tube, kind of inside the penis pretty much, and it's a tube that runs the length of the penis. It has two branches. One connects to the bladder and one connects to the vas deferens. It carries semen out of the body through an opening during ejaculation. It helps urine, pee, and semen exit the body. Spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis is the creation of sperm. Sperm is produced by the testicles after the start of puberty. Sperm builds up in the tubes around the testicles called the epididymis. When a sperm cell joins an egg cell, this is called fertilization and can create a fetus. These are the different views of the male reproductive system. And here is a front view of it as well. Here we've got our vas deferens, the tubes kind of connecting, and underneath it is the seminal vesicle. You've got this medium-sized oval, the prostate gland, and then your testicles over here, and then you've got your scrotum, the things, or the body part pretty much attached to your testicle, and then in the middle here is your urethra, where those secretions kind of like exit from your penis. We've got changes in the reproductive system. We've got erections. When there's increased blood flow to the penis, your penis does become erect. You have ejaculations, and that is where that secretion in your testicles pretty much leaves from your penis. And then you've got wet dreams. Those can occur when you're having when you're in deep sleep, and you can have like a sexual dream and obviously ejaculate from it. And then you've got jock itch, which is an infection as well. So turn to a classmate and talk about 3 things you learned today. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to do that. And then turn to a classmate and talk about 2 things that you already knew going into today's lesson. And lastly, 1 question you still have, share with each other. And afterwards, you guys may ask these questions that you still have. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes, kind of have an open floor to do that. And if you have more questions that I may not be able to answer, you can talk to someone, your parent and guardians. If you feel comfortable talking to them about it, teachers and principals, doctors, healthcare professionals, school health nurse, child and youth workers, and you can obviously do your research on your phone as well. That is all.